Some of you know I am a survivor of sexual abuse, and I suppose that's part of why I became a counselor. I wanted to understand why these things are happening and what can be done to help survivors. And then I see others finding ways to help prevent the horrors of child abuse in all its forms. My friend Lavinia Masters used her own experience to change laws and became a powerful advocate for other survivors. These days, I see a lot of my big-hearted friends pouring information out about the tragedy of sex trafficking, and I think that's awesome. I'm relieved to see people with an increased interest in protecting children. I find it heartening. Melody Brooke, I'm a survivor, a counselor, an author, an actor, and I've been fortunate enough to receive help from my traumas and prevented the cycle from continuing in my family. Because you see, though the current outcry against sexual abuse of children is hopeful, it misses some important points. Sexual abuse of children most often occurs inside the supposed safety of their very own family. And it's not just girls this happens to. I've seen it as often happen to boys. People don't even think to protect their voice from sexual abuse. And unfortunately, they don't know how to recognize the signs of what's happening to boys. All of our children need our protection and increased awareness of the threat that can come from our own families, friends, and even in our own neighborhoods. So there's been a lot of talk about sex trafficking and how to be on alert for the predators in your neighborhoods, yet that isn't actually where the biggest threat lies. And if you're focused outside of your family, you won't be looking in the most dangerous place for kids. I've worked with survivors of childhood sexual abuse for many, many years. In those years of working to help them free themselves from this continued abuse within their families, I've seen very few examples of the threat coming from outside of their family. So part of that comes with how we raise our children. What I've seen is that there are many, many people who believe children should always, without question, obey and respect their elders. I personally was so subject to that programming that I allowed things to happen to me I otherwise would not have done, I'm sure. Many of you, I'm sure, can say the same thing. Be careful how you instruct your children to obey adults. Now, I have, like most of us these days, seen photos of Biden being affectionate with children. I personally think affection for children is a very natural thing. We all feel delight in children, and we feel loving toward them and want to show our affection to them. The problem, of course, is that children taught to allow whatever touch an adult wants to give them can be easily moved to inappropriate touch.